Ilkay, Ilkay, live on my screen. It looks like very hard work. Ilkay, explain to us, please, where you are.
Actually, wherever I am, it's hard work, of course. I'm here today in Mallorca, very near to Palma, the main capital of Mallorca. And
Yeah.
actually, I'm at the General Assembly of the European Industrial Insulation Foundation. And let me greet my guest, Andreas Guertler. Andreas, please come with me.
Hello.
Hello, Andreas. Hello, Andreas. Yeah.
So Andreas is the foundation director, and Andreas, I would like to ask you first of all, tell us a bit about EIIF. I've posted so much stuff about EIIF.
Yes.
Let's take our community to the EIIF. What is EIIF in general?
In general, actually, EIIF stands for European Industrial Insulation Foundation. But you can also translate our letters into engaging, inspiring, innovating, and facilitating, which means that we engage insulation companies, we convert or we motivate them to take their climate protection opportunity as we create energy efficiency in industrial and technical installations. And inspiring means that we inspire in activities they can do. Innovating is, for example, our digital TBI app, which helps to inspect industrial plants and search for, let's say, heat losses. And facilitating means that we facilitate the exchange between people like Ilkay and our members and others, to work together on the joint target that we support and improve the climate with better and more insulation, which is actually our vision.
Yeah, so I am involved with the EIF for many years. Even prior being freelance, I was together with with my previous employer, member of the EIIF. And today is the first time that we meet to a general assembly in person, and this in Palma de Mallorca. Maybe Andreas, first of all, why have you chosen Mallorca to meet after this long pandemic time?
Yeah, so we said we haven't met for 2 years now. Last time was 2019 in Wesseling. And we thought, let's do this at a location which is a direct connection for almost everyone, so easy to travel, but which is very nice, of course, with a sea view like here, would be also motivating for everyone to join, and in this nice environment, after having not met for more than 2 years' time, have a wonderful time together to develop the new ideas for the future.
Absolutely. So let's run through the General Assembly we will not go into the too much nitty-gritty details like the financials. We will go through the bird view. So we will take and make a big picture about what the EIF stands for and is planning for the future. And very important is the vision and the mission has been refined by the board. And I would like to ask you, Andreas, you have created a vision that actually accumulates in being a climate foundation. Did I repeat that correctly?
Well,
or?
it's the purpose of the foundation is to initiate sustainable technical installation projects. And this means, of course, first of all, in industrial installations, we talk about refineries, chemical plants, for example, where we have high temperatures, large surfaces, and really high energy losses if insulation is not applied properly. And we extended this now to the SME sector, the small, medium-sized enterprises, which mainly provide technical insulation systems for HVAC, so heating, air conditioning, cooling systems, and where we have smaller diameters and, let's say, not exactly as high temperatures. Also, cold insulation plays an important role. And this technical insulation also carries a huge savings potential. So just to give an example of our time now, we could reduce Russian gas imports to Germany by 5% if we insulate all what is, for example, in the heating equipment and in the industrial plants in Germany, if that was insulated to an energy class C level.
So basically your call to action is, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, do insulate more your industrial plants, right?
Well, there's a very easy sentence. The energy we don't use, we don't need to import. And energy efficiency first is, of course, what rules at this time very much, because we know alternative energy sources like hydrogen are not ready yet, but we are ready. We can apply and we can immediately deliver.
So we got the mission now, and let's go one level below the mission. How do you want to? So we know the what now. How do you want to do that? What's the mission?
Yeah, actually, the mission is to initiate these projects in industrial and technical installation. We go even one step to be more concrete, which is the goal. So the goal we are following is that we would like to introduce, in the best case, mandatory minimum requirements for installation. So, for example, that any plant in Europe, the best would be in the world, of course, which wants to operate needs to use an energy class C or better insulated system on its pipes to avoid unnecessary energy losses and CO2 emissions. And in accordance with that and our tip check program, we have done 2,500 energy audits worldwide in industrial facilities and building equipment. We would like to enlarge the number of regular installation inspections because this is key to identify the leakages, to identify where the potential is. And with today's energy prices, we talk about payback, simple payback times of 1 year, meaning I invest in the installation of the installation and it pays itself back in the same year on my energy bill.
So since the foundation of the EIIF, you've shown also some results. Can you share them from top of your head?
Well, one of the main results after 10 years is that in the new Energy Efficiency Directive recast, we are referenced 4 times with 3 different documents with direct links to our website, where the Commission is using our example that there is so many opportunities still out there, technologies like ours, but of course there are also others. But like technical insulation, ready to be applied, it's a solution from this off the shelf, can be used now, and we need to install it until the next heating period to avoid that we transfer unnecessarily money to Russia for energy imports.
Yeah, and since the foundation of the EIIF, the joint effort of all the companies with all the energy audits is a stunning number of 1 million metric tons of CO2 saved, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And 4 million megawatt hours of energy consumed.
Yeah, let's talk about the business model here. When we say energy audits, I mean, this is also a fantastic opportunity for insulation companies to drive a certain business model. So how many tip checks and audits has that required to save 1 million metric tons of CO2?
Well, we can say that with the 2,500 tip checks we carried out so far, the success rate of a tip check, meaning after this technical installation performance energy audit check, 3 out of 4 clients invest into a better and energy efficient installation system. And this has delivered 80 million euros of installation business to our members. And of course, this is a very nice, besides that we protect the climate, it's a market tool which makes good business.
Of course, because also it generates jobs in Europe. Insulation jobs. We need insulation system engineers, system, maintenance engineers. So come and join our EIIF initiative here. And as you can see, the hit rate and closing rate of a business is 2 in 3. This is incredible. 3 in 4. I'm sorry, even better than that. 3 in 4 quotes is a business. And where do you have these days such high closing rates? And once you are entering into an agreement for insulating a project, an asset out there in the plants, you're not talking about small orders, you're talking about big monies, and you can imagine the leverage of this investments for the company, how much saving that in total is. You were mentioning something like 3,000-4,000 euros into the analysis, and in the end, you have references, they have saved up to 250,000 cash money. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we are always very careful with EIIF because the amount someone charges for the tip check service is completely up to the company. Course, but we can say in general, and this is true for energy audits as such, let's say you can, depending on the size and the scope of an energy audit, it starts maybe at 1,000 and can go up to 6,000 euros, depending really on how many days do you have to be on site.
Yeah.
But you can definitely say that in our context, we went into 2,500 installations, and in all of them, we found significant economic potential.
Yeah.
So all tip checks were easily paid back by the inspection and by the opportunity to save energy in the future.
And there's also an app called TBI app, that is also a basic help, not only for the tip check engineers, but also the end users. So if they want to recalculate and get reassurance on the savings that are possible, there's also an app from the EIIF that we can supply you with, and you can operate and play around with it. Go to your boss and convince him that insulation will matter here. Andreas, my last question to you. I know your schedule is very tight here. Give us a glimpse on one of your hard facts regarding the legislation makers and governments. How busy are you with them? What is the task here or the target here?
Well, now just published is the Repower Europe package, and of course this adds to the Fit for 55 package. And due to the Ukraine crisis and let's say the war, Putin's war, the European Union is really striving for any technology and any measure we can have installed until the next heating period to reduce our dependency on energy imports from Russia, of course. And well, this is really a momentum where we need to deliver because we can really help.
Yeah. Just remind our audience, Fit for 55, for those who may not be very aware of this term, Fit for 55 and Green Deal. If you could just shortly sum this up as a last sentence.
Yeah, so Fit for 55 means that until 2030, the EU has agreed to reduce the emissions by 55%. And the Green Deal is actually the tool to get there and to get until 2050 to a decarbonized Europe.
Wonderful. Thank you, Andreas, for this meeting.
Thank you.
We will meet later on once again, and I will continue with Bernd. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ilkay, for interviewing this interesting guest. Yeah, so it gave a deep impression of the.
So we spoke with Andreas Guertler, the foundation director of the EIIF, European Industrial Insulation Foundation. We spoke with him about the vision, mission, and the hard targets of this foundation.
Ilkay, Andreas told us that the use of this insulation will go more towards small and middle-sized companies. What do you think? What does it mean for the industry and for the big number of small companies?
Absolutely. You can imagine that the bigger plants that are listed on the stock exchange, like Shell or ThyssenKrupp, all the big names in the market, of course, they have already made big inroads into energy saving. They're carrying out their energy audits. They are ISO 15001 specified and have a management system already. But the big chunk of small and medium-sized enterprises, which is basically the backbone of the German economy, but not only German economy, all the Western Europe, Eastern Europe, Central Europe economy is really living from the small and medium-sized enterprise productions. And to be honest, my heart aches when I hear that a valve that is transporting saturated steam at 180 degrees Celsius, that most of the heat is escaping by the flanges and the valve itself, and that has to be insulated. The pipings have to be insulated in order really to save money. So what does that mean in practical? In practical, this means please get in touch with the local insulating company, and we can refer you to some great insulating companies to get your production insulated. Insulation is typically the last thing operators think about, but it's actually right now the most important thing in energy saving.
Okay. I mean, this sounds very, very important to me. Insulation matters is the motto, yeah? And get your production insulated. It's important in this time. I think everybody can understand that whatever energy we can save, we don't have to import from somewhere else or to buy from Russia. Yeah. So,
do you mind taking you also on the screen so that our community can see you also while talking?
Yes,
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
I know you love my scenery here. The backdrop is really fantastic. Yeah.
I love that. And I was just checking around when the picture was a bit bigger. If I see some Russian big yachts there, but
no, you don't see anything. No. I will make a 360 turn just
yes.
after we finished and show you.
Yes, yes. Okay. Okay, Ilkay, thank you very much that you attend this conference and report about it to us. I think all the foundation and also this kind of a conference is not very known to all of our audience. So I think it's an important insight today, what we get here from you.
Yeah, this is actually one of the challenges and the targets for the near future, to get more members into the EIIF. We have very well-known members, actually founders of EIIF. Rockwool, for instance, is one of the founders, and Rockwool is on the market for 70 years. 70 is one of the market leaders. Then we got Saint-Gobain, Isover, big names, Paroc, big name. So EIIF is really supported each year financially by these big companies. But however, EIIF is an objective company that has objective climate and sustainability interests. Therefore, we invite many more SMEs that are in the insulation field, insulation materials, are invited to join this force. Right now, I think there are about 60 members, which I am one of them. So my role is rather to be the ambassador, the brand ambassador of EIF, and I'm also, of course, facilitating some contacts within the members. But other than that, we would love to see many more manufacturing companies, distribution companies, scaffolding companies, anything that is contributing to safer insulation materials and for a safer future. Said that, we are streaming this live right now on our Composites launch page. So the one or the other may wonder why an insulation topic is now on the Composites launch. It's easy because right now, for me, composites is also insulation is also a kind of composites. Composite is in a natural form wood. For instance, timber is a composite made by nature. And insulation materials, typically they consist of glass fibers, resins that hold them together. Sometimes there is a condensate barrier, like an aluminium foil glued on top of these fibers. There are some polyethylene sometimes used as a barrier to condensation. So this is also a typical composite material, and I want the composite community to be aware that there are many different applications in the composite sector. Also, please be aware that we are starting to promote LightCon. This is the lightweight expo that starts in Hanover on the 1st and 2nd of June. Stay tuned also on that one.
Fine, thank you, Ilkay. So if I understand right, every company who's might interested in this work of EIIF can contact you. You will help with
sure
the contact to the foundation. Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Fine. Thank you for the interview, Ilkay, and you promised you will show us around a little.
So I'll take now the tripod. It may be a little shaky now. I take it slowly. So first of all, it may be that you hear from time to time airplanes. So this is, let me get out of the picture. Maybe you can put this on solo again, Bernd?
I will, okay.
So this is basically the beach, and maybe you see still in the far the plane. So we are very close to Palma Airport, which is basically only 15 euros drive from here. So we hear from time to time planes taking off or touching down here. Can be quite noisy. We are at a hotel that is called the Adults Hotel. So no children here. You don't hear children, but you hear a lot of planes. But it's nice to hop in and have a conference here and hop out again. And now I'm in the sun, in the hard light, as you can see from the shiny of my head here and my cheeks. Everything is shining now because, of course, it's warm here and I'm starting to sweat now. But I think I'm ready now for the pool. And thanks, Bernd, for having me. And let's continue this format for our communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ilkay. It was nice talking to you and showing these insights to us. Bye.